Hi, guys.
Hello. We are so pumped to be here.
So pumped.
I'm so excited to get the chance to talk with Jessie. She is amazing. Before we start, I'll quickly introduce myself. My name's Ananya. I started a genetic data platform that got moved into a company called Consensus, built brain-controlled cars, prosthetics alongside Microsoft, and now I'm doing machine learning at IBM. And I am so excited to get to talk to Jessie. Oh my goodness. So here she is.
But really, we all just thought, maybe Jessie should be interviewing Ananya. But she's amazing. I've gotten the chance to get to know her earlier today, and this girl is I don't know, I hope she's one of our next founders. She's 17 and already sold a company. I'm Jessie Draper. I run Halogen Ventures. We invest in early-stage female-founded consumer technologies. We have 55 companies, all female-founded, and we have 3 male CEOs, which I just like to point out because we love men as well, but there has to be a female on the founding team. And some of our companies are Carbon 38, which is an international activewear marketplace partially owned by Foot Locker. We sold a company to Walmart last year and also sold another company to P&G. So women are starting not only companies, but big companies, fantastic companies, billion-dollar companies.
That's amazing. So what are some of your long-term goals, either professionally or personally?
I mean, I've always wanted to master badminton, but I don't think it's in the cards for me.
Yeah.
But professionally, I would love to fund the billionaires of the future, the female billionaires of the future, who I would love to have been a little piece of their story in helping them become these women like Cindy Eckert, who started the first female Viagra company and sold it for $1 billion to Valiant Pharmaceuticals and invested all that back into the female ecosystem. She is one of my investors. And so I think that's how we change the gender wealth imbalance.
That is so cool. So
she's awesome.
I imagine you must have grown a lot through your journey, going from your beginning days to where you're at now. Mm-hmm. What's something that you used to believe that you no longer believe?
Such a good question. I used to believe in Santa Claus, and I still believe in Santa Claus.
Oh.
So, but I grew up in Silicon Valley around incredible entrepreneurs and technologists, and I'm actually a 4th-generation entrepreneur and investor. And I'm the first female, but I didn't go into technology because I didn't believe I was able to, because I didn't see any female CEOs around me. So actually what I did is I went into entertainment, and I started the first technology talk show in 2008. Now there's a million, but I really do think it was the first. It was called The Valley Girl Show. It was very silly and fun. And after 2 seasons of interviewing incredible male technologists, I realized that I needed to start interviewing some women so that this didn't keep happening. So I made an initiative to interview 50% women in tech. We did. We were ultimately nominated for an Emmy. And through that show, I started seeing great female entrepreneurs. And I started writing tiny, tiny checks, whatever I could afford, or even just negotiating sweat equity in some of these companies that would come in. I created a nice little track record. I used that to raise my first fund. And so I'm trying to help people now believe that you can invest in technology. So I'd say that's something, or that women can invest and be technologists like yourself. And so I think that's something I used to not believe. Definitely when I was your age, I didn't believe it. And now I do. And I hope that I'm helping those women in technology.
That's amazing. One of the things that I think about when I hear your story is, so the Valley Girl Show, what she started was, I think, a really interesting and innovative way to take what was typically a pretty isolated industry at the time. She interviewed people like Mark Cuban, but in such a fun way. She would tape him. She taped him to a chair And then she played games with Elon Musk and Drew Houston. I think it just made technology so accessible, which was something that I don't think a lot of people were focused on before. And even in what you're doing now, I feel like you have a different perspective that you bring, partially as a founder, but also from your background or as a female, and also from your background. So I was wondering, this is a question that I think is also different, and I would love to talk about it with you because I feel like females are more open to talk about these types of things. But when are you happiest?
Oh man, I'm a mom, so I have 2 little boys, and I am happiest when they're happy, I think, and I am happiest. Yeah, I think I'm happiest when I see them. It's so fun having kids. Who's a mom out there? It's so fun, and it's so fun to see the world through their eyes again. I think that's probably when I'm happiest.
What are some life lessons that you're trying to teach your kids, or life lessons that you've learned that you think will help you in the future?
So many life lessons, oh my goodness. I think, just be confident in who you are in terms of making the good decisions. And we were talking a lot about this earlier. I've learned a lot from her, probably more than I've learned from most people in general in the world. She just blew my mind with oil technology, and I don't know, it's fascinating. But I'd say be confident in who you are, and also we're all just human. I can learn from you, you guys can learn from me, we can learn from each other, and you should never think you're the smartest person in the room. I think when I'm looking at founders to invest in, I want to make sure that they're open, that they're coachable, that they listen to everyone, because in order to build the best company, you need to be open to pivoting, and when something's not working, going a different direction, which is pivoting, and just be open to new ideas. And I think that's the worst thing that could happen to any company is have a founder who thinks they know all the answers.
I think that's so powerful because if we want to create the best possible future for humanity, we're definitely going to have to get perspectives and knowledge from people all across the globe.
Like you.
And you, and all of you. And really take everyone's idea of what they want the future to look like and bring it into our world. If you could solve any problem in the world, what would that be?
I'm solving the problem I'm focused on now, which is investing in diversity, and I hope that eventually I won't have to do that. I hope that companies are just diverse. Our founders range in age from 25 to 60. We have over 50% minority-led companies just because we went off of the traditional Silicon Valley, Sand Hill Road, Stanford student situation, and we just said, hey, we're looking for incredible women entrepreneurs, and the diversity came. And so I think, there's so much data now around diverse teams breeding success, and so I hope that this isn't even a factor in the future, that, this puts us, Move the Dial, et cetera, out of business.
Totally. So right now, you're in a room with so many amazing women and men. So what is one key takeaway that you would like them to take into consideration?
Okay. Oh, I have so many, but I'm going to keep this short. So as a woman, first of all, men should be championing women as well. I am here because of Jay Rosenzweig. He's one of my investors, and he has championed me, and that's why I'm on this stage today. And I think more men need to champion women, be mentors to women, so it's not just about women mentoring women. And then also women, take risks with your money. What I mean by that is we are so risk averse as women. There's a ton of research about this. Take risks with your money. It doesn't have to be a lot of money. It could be $100, it could be $1,000. You can, buy a little Bitcoin. You don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. You could buy a little Bitcoin. You can, buy some public stocks that you understand, that you believe in. You can invest in private companies. You can invest in funds. You can invest in real estate. And you don't need a ton of money to do this these days. You can actually invest in so many ways with just $100. But the only way we are going to change this wealth dynamic that dates back to the olden days when men handled all of the checkbooks is if you take risks with your money and you learn. That's how you you will learn. You know, big risk equals big reward, and this is something I see firsthand with women all the time. Even my closest friends check out when I talk about money, and we invest for a living, so it doesn't make sense to me, where I'm like, what, you haven't invested in the stock market? Why? You know, I mean, this is how you figure out your retirement plan. This is how you grow your wealth. This is how you grow your family office. So put your money to work. And again, it doesn't need to be a ton of money. Just learn about money, talk about deals, talk about the stock market and the blockchain. She knows a lot about the blockchain. She did the coolest thing and put genetics on the blockchain, which I don't know if it had ever been done before. Had that been done before?
Not in the way that I had done it.
But learn about that. Well, oh my God. Oh, they told us they were going to play us off.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much.